My beloved, today I speak to you not as a princess bound by expectations or duties, but as a woman who has finally learned to recognize her own heart. For so long, I let the world decide what I should feel, how I should act, who I should become, but no longer. Today I choose myself, and I choose us, in the way my heart feels free to choose. I want you to know that this choice does not come from a lack of love, nor from indifference, but from a deep understanding that I cannot give the fullest of myself if I deny my own spirit. I have carried the weight of others' expectations for so long, letting them define what my life should look like, letting their opinions shape my decisions, their doubts echo louder than my own truth. But today, I walk away from all of that, not from you, but from the chains that kept me from fully embracing my own being. I have realized that love, real love, cannot thrive if I do not first honor who I am, if I do not first choose to live for myself. I know that in the past, I often apologized for my desires, for the dreams that whispered to me in the quiet moments, for the longing that sometimes felt too ambitious or too different. I apologized for hoping, for wanting more, for believing that there could be a life that matched the intensity of my heart. But now, my beloved, I understand that those dreams are not something to hide or apologize for. They are the essence of who I am. And in choosing to embrace them, I am choosing to bring the most authentic version of myself to you, to us, to the love I hold for you. For too long, I let fear guide my steps, letting it hold me in places that never felt like home, letting it keep me from taking the leaps I knew my soul longed for. I know what it means to sacrifice, and I have done so countless times, but sacrifice that comes from fear, that comes from trying to fit into molds not meant for me, is not noble. It is a quiet erosion of the self, and I refuse to let that continue. I refuse to let the fire in my heart be dimmed by obligations that do not resonate with my truth. I want you to understand that choosing myself does not mean turning away from love, but rather embracing it fully. I love you deeply, with every fiber of my being, but I have learned that true love is not about losing oneself. True love is about standing as equals, bringing your whole self into a space where both hearts can thrive, where both voices can be heard, where both dreams can be nurtured. And now, for the first time in a long time, I feel ready to love in that way, completely, fearlessly, authentically. I have walked through seasons where I questioned whether I could ever find my place in this world without bending to what others expected. I have watched as my own voice was silenced beneath the weight of advice, of judgment, of tradition. But I cannot live like that anymore, not if I want to honor the love that I feel for you, not if I want to build a future with someone as remarkable as you. I must stand in my truth, fully and unapologetically, and in doing so, I bring you into a love that is free from compromise and full of intention. There will be people who do not understand my choices, who question why I am no longer content with the roles I was expected to play, who doubt the wisdom of following my heart. But their understanding is not required, because this is my life, my choice, my journey, and every step I take toward freedom and authenticity is a step toward bringing the love I share with you into the most honest and beautiful form it can take. I am learning to let go of what no longer serves me, not because it is easy, but because it is necessary. I have held on to things, places, and even people out of fear, out of a sense of obligation, and out of the illusion that staying put was safer than venturing into the unknown. But love, my beloved, is not born in fear. Love is born when two people are brave enough to be entirely themselves, and to invite the other to do the same. And that is what I want for us. I want us to meet each other as whole, unafraid, unburdened, ready to create something that is ours alone. I have spent too much of my life trying to make everyone else happy, trying to fit into molds that suffocated me, and in doing so, I forgot the simplest truth, that I too deserve joy, I too deserve peace, I too deserve love that mirrors the depth of my heart. And now I am choosing to give that to myself, not as an act of rebellion, but as an act of love. I am choosing to step fully into the life I am meant to live, and I am choosing to bring you along with me, because you are not an obligation, but a companion, a partner, a beloved who deserves to love and be loved in return without restraint. There will be times, I know, when the path ahead feels uncertain, when doubts whisper that I should retreat, when fears rise to make me question my choices. But I have learned to listen to my own voice above all others, to trust the compass of my heart, and to know that every decision I make in alignment with my truth is one that strengthens the foundation of the life I am building with you. I do not seek approval, I do not crave permission, and I no longer bend to expectations that were never mine. I am free to choose, and in choosing, I choose love, I choose joy, I choose you. I have walked away from situations, from dreams that were never mine, from paths that led only to confinement, and in doing so, I have discovered something profound, that freedom is not the absence of responsibility, but the courage to live fully as oneself, even when it means stepping into uncertainty. And my beloved, you are part of that discovery. You are part of the life I am choosing, the love I am embracing, the future I am daring to create. I do not owe anyone an explanation for choosing this path. People will question me, they will doubt me, they will attempt to tether me to a life that is not mine to live. But I have learned that no one else's understanding is required for me to honor my heart. And so, I speak to you now, not in apology, but in truth. I am choosing myself, I am choosing love, I am choosing us, and in doing so, I am finally free. Even as I let go of what no longer nourishes me, I carry gratitude for the lessons it has given me, for the strength it has helped me build, and for the clarity it has granted me. Every departure, every ending, every moment of release has led me here, to a place where I can love fully, openly, and without reservation. And that love, my dearest, is for you, my beloved. As I continue to step into this new chapter, I want you to feel the depth of my heart, the sincerity of my choices, and the courage that has brought me here. For so long, I allowed hesitation and fear to dictate my steps. I questioned every desire, doubted every dream, and silenced the parts of me that longed to breathe freely. But no more. Today, I am unafraid to embrace my truth, unafraid to walk the path that resonates with my soul, and unafraid to invite you to walk beside me. I want you to know that choosing myself does not diminish my love for you. On the contrary, it amplifies it. When I honor who I am, I bring to you a heart that is whole, a mind that is clear, and a spirit that is free. I can love you fully, without hesitation, without compromise, without hiding any part of myself. And that is what I want, what I have always wanted, to share with you a love that is fearless, a love that is brave enough to face uncertainty and still choose joy, a love that is ours alone, untethered by the expectations of others. For too long, I allowed others to define my worth, to tell me what I should value, what I should sacrifice, and who I should become. I listened to their advice, their judgments, their fears, and I often silenced the voice of my own heart in the process. But now, my beloved, I am done with that. I am done apologizing for desiring something more, for seeking a life that ignites my soul, for believing that I deserve happiness and love that reflects the fullness of who I am. I want you to understand the gravity of this moment, not because it is dramatic, but because it is liberating. I am no longer living in the shadows of obligation, no longer bending to fit into spaces that do not honor my truth. I am stepping into the light of my own existence, choosing freedom over fear, choosing love over complacency, choosing life over mere survival, and in doing so, I am choosing you, not as a possession, not as a comfort, but as a partner in a journey that is authentic, bold, and real. There will be moments when the path ahead feels uncertain. There will be challenges that make me question my choices, obstacles that test my resolve, and voices that attempt to pull me back into conformity. But in those moments, I will remember why I chose this path. I will remember the woman I am becoming, the love I am cultivating, and the life I am daring to live. I will remember you, my beloved, and the promise of a love that is brave enough to withstand fear, judgment, and doubt. I have learned that letting go is not weakness. It is strength. It is strength to release what no longer serves us, to release what drains our hearts, to release what clouds our vision and stifles our growth. I have let go of relationships that no longer nurtured me, dreams that were never mine to follow, and expectations that never belonged to me. And in that release, I have discovered clarity, peace, and an unshakable sense of self. I have discovered a freedom I had never known, and I want to share that freedom with you. I do not owe anyone an explanation for this choice. People will wonder why I changed, why I walked away from the familiar, why I refused to stay in places that no longer felt right. They will question my decisions, they will judge my actions, they will attempt to tether me to their comfort, but I am not bound by their understanding. I am bound by my own truth, and that truth leads me to you. I choose you not because I am obligated, but because my heart calls for it. I choose you because I am free enough to love without reservation, without fear, without compromise. There is a beauty in choosing oneself, my beloved, a beauty that is often misunderstood. It is not selfishness. It is courage. It is not abandonment. It is awakening. When I choose myself, I honor my own dreams, my own desires, my own voice. And in doing so, I bring to you the most genuine, unfiltered, and passionate version of my love. I can give you all that I am, all that I hope to be, because I am no longer divided, no longer diminished, no longer silenced. I want to share with you the depth of my heart, the expansiveness of my soul, the clarity I have found in stepping fully into myself. I have learned that life is too fleeting to live in fear, too precious to compromise, and too beautiful to waste on pretense. I have learned that love is not about sacrificing who we are for the comfort of another, but about rising together, building together, and creating together. And with you, my beloved, I want to rise, to build, and to create a life that is luminous, free, and full of meaning. I have held onto things for too long, believing that fear was a reason to stay, that obligation was a reason to compromise, that comfort was a reason to remain stagnant. But I have learned that true strength is in the willingness to step into the unknown, to walk away from what no longer serves us, and to embrace the life that our hearts were meant to lead. I am doing that now, my love, and I want you to walk this path with me, not because I need you to complete me, but because I choose to share my freedom, my joy, and my love with you. I am ready to let go of guilt, of hesitation, of doubt. I am ready to stop apologizing for wanting more, for craving a life that is rich with experience, passion, and authenticity. I am ready to stop shrinking myself to fit the expectations of others. I am ready to stop living for approval and start living for the fullness of my own heart. And in that readiness, I find you, my beloved, waiting not to limit me, but to love me fully as I am, unafraid, unbound, and true. This is my choice, my freedom, my declaration to the world. I will no longer be silenced by fear, constrained by expectation, or tethered to what no longer serves me. I will love boldly, live fully, and honor every heartbeat of my being. And in this life I am choosing, you are the one I invite to share in every triumph, every challenge, every quiet moment of joy and reflection. I do not know what the future holds, nor do I pretend to have all the answers. But for the first time, I am not afraid of uncertainty, because I have learned to trust myself, to trust my heart, and to trust the love that we share. I know that whatever comes, we will face it together, not from obligation, but from choice, not from fear, but from love. And so, my beloved, I promise you this, I will never shrink myself to fit a mold that suffocates me. I will never compromise my heart to appease others. I will never silence my voice to make the world comfortable. I will choose myself, every day, and in choosing myself, I choose us. I choose the love we share, the life we can create, and the freedom to be entirely, unapologetically ourselves. This is my life, my choice, and my love. I am no longer afraid, I am no longer hesitant, and I am no longer bound by expectation. I am stepping into a future that is mine to shape, mine to live, and mine to love fully with you. And that, my beloved, is the most beautiful gift I can give, both to myself and to you. I am walking forward, hand in hand with my truth, my freedom, and my heart open to all that is possible. I am choosing love without compromise, joy without apology, and a life that is fully, entirely, and beautifully mine. And in that life, there is you, my love, my partner, my beloved, and together we will create something extraordinary, something fearless, something lasting. This is my life, my choice, and this is it. No more holding back. No more apologies, no more fear. I am free, I am whole, and I am ready to love you as fiercely and completely as my heart allows. I am yours, not out of obligation, not out of expectation, but out of choice, out of desire, out of the deepest truth of who I am.